Good morning, good morning. It's your favorite teacher, Matthew James. And continue from yesterday with discipline. We're carrying it out with confidence. If you want confidence, keep promises to yourself. Who you are in the dark exposes yourself when you're in the light. So, what that means is if you're not taking care of yourself and building up the characteristics that you want to become, if you're not doing them in the dark, you're only going to get exposed by the light. It's going to happen some way or another. If you have bad character, yeah, you may be able to hide it a little bit, but eventually it's going to get exposed. And you can see by the world that we live in, the people that you mostly see with celebrities, they look like they're a great person, then all of a sudden they have domestic violence or they get caught up with the law and all that stuff. And it's all things that get exposed by the platform that you're on. So what I'm going to dive into is what promises have you kept to yourself that you haven't been holding up? And what I realize is when we become to be this person that tries to be something or tries to achieve a standard or tries to get all these things, we end up falling short every single time. We end up falling short every single time. But when we switch the process to becoming, so when we're doing things that add to who we already are, you end up walking into who you're becoming. So things become a little bit effortless. And one thing that speaks to me is before coming to faith, I tried to do the right things. I tried to live by a right code and standard and morals that my family follows. But things changed once I made a decision and gave my life to Christ and actually decided to follow him. First, it was hard because I had to set up the routine of reading my Bible and reading the scriptures and having fellowship with other believers and all the things. We can dive into everything about that. But it starts with that and having my alone time. And did I do that every day? No. There's some days I fell short. There's some days were better than others. There's some seasons where I had to just use the app on my phone. There's some seasons where I get to dive deeper into the word for more time. There's some seasons where I could only just grab onto a verse. You just get it how you get it. But I will tell you this, whatever you sow in the spirit comes out and gives fruit to your life. And it all goes back to, you hear it all the time with the athletes. I was shooting in the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning and they become a superstar athlete. Um, One of my favorite athletes of all time, Tom Brady, because he's a New England Patriot, championship after championship after championship. Do you think that just comes up out of nowhere? No. He was working hard before the moment even came. He was preparing for the moment. So I like to compare things to my faith and sports because that's things I really have in common with people. And it makes sense to me. I water it down so I can make sense of it. And though we speak about confidence, it all starts from discipline. And discipline and confidence work together because the more time you spend on working on your craft or building the inner value of yourself, you start to be accustomed to it. And once you become accustomed to it, you already have confidence in yourself. And you're starting to do things like in second nature. It's like muscle memory, right? So the first thing we have to do is break down those promises that we made to ourselves. Like, hey, I'm trying to be a great person. Like, what does that even entail? What does that even look like practically? What things can I execute today to achieve that? I think a lot of us, even, and I put myself in this category also, we say a lot of things, but we don't execute. We all know the person said, hey, we should hang out sometime. I hear that a lot. But how many times are people going to follow up and be like, hey, I got April 20th available. Can we link up? No one's being intentional. We have to be intentional with our growth. And it really starts with working with discipline. And I've said this plenty of times before. You're not going to get it right one day. You're not going to get it right the second day, but still do it. You have to do it. You have to execute. I was talking to a friend earlier today about the real transformation that happened to me. I spoke about it like seven years ago, surrender my life to Christ. But that was a sanctification process that I had to go through daily. But the last 4 years of my life, it's been a lot of self-awareness and doing the inner works that I have to do. And you can't become the whole version of yourself if you're not doing that kind of work. How can I or you give back to people and give back to a community or be a mentor to someone if you're not getting right with yourself? Where do they do that at? If my cup is half empty and I'm trying to pour into another cup, if I pour it, I'm going to have nothing left. What we need to do is focus on ourselves and put the right things first. If I'm able to help myself or receive the help that I need, I can help the next person. And it really starts with discipline and consistency. We complicate it too much. We just straight, flat out complicate it too much. Do the therapy. Have an appointment once a month. If you don't want to do therapy, that's great. Have a best friend that you can really chop it up with and be completely honest and dump all your stuff to and process it properly, because you need to be regulated. You truly need to be regulated, because how can you be a contributor to a community if you're not doing the inner work? And we are not made for isolation. Whoever's telling you that, get it out. Get it out. Absolutely. Get it out. You could connect with a person or two and see where it goes. So I want to leave you with this. Just a practical challenge. What step can you take to execute some discipline? Pick one thing. One thing. We're on Thursday, so we're Thursday. So let's do it. Like, pick one thing and just chip out at it. Chip down on it. And once you do well with that, try that for the whole week of next week and see where you land. I mean, I encourage you to do so. And if you're trying to do that challenge, I'll hold you accountable. Just make a comment, hit me on the DMs, do what you need to do. But I'm here to encourage you and push you forward. I want nothing more than for you to be the whole version of yourself so you can contribute to wherever you're trying to contribute to, man. Like, honestly, all things aside, I want you to be the best version of yourself, because I feel like I can help you do that. I've gone through the process, and there's more for me to do. I'm not going to try to act like I'm Casanova here, because I'm not. Absolutely not. I'm very flawed, and I'm still working to run my race and finish it well. If you want to finish your race and run it well, connect with me. Drop a comment, reach out, and I can go on this ride with you. I can just show you the principles that I've gone through, and I can help you. Well, that's all I have today. I hope you received the message. If this message has hit you in some way, please like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend. And as always, man, deuces. Peace out, my woolies.